subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be the first to get all my latest writing tips and videos. And remember, be original. Be a writing original. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of great writing tips to become a great writer. Tip number 9. Keep writing fun. That's what you gotta do. Remember, keep it fun. Now, if you're like literally just writing for fun in your spare time and you're not getting paid for it, that's one thing. But if you actually your job is to write or you're getting paid, I know it can be stressful, just like with any job, stress comes within. You got to deal with people saying your work sucks, or you got a boss that's putting you under pressure with a deadline and he's saying, no, change this. I don't care about your vision. I'm not paying you for your vision. I'm paying you to make me money. So you got to keep in mind, this is like a big mental game, because if you're stressed out, if you're letting other things affect you, it's going to affect your writing. That's why I say you gotta keep it fun. Because the second it doesn't become fun for you anymore, then your writing will suffer and you'll, have a whole set of problems and then question if well, maybe should I be writing? But just remember, you're creating something. You're, really from nothing, from your brain. It's a way to express yourself and just, it's like a platform to, express yourself and help you deal with whatever inner demons you're dealing with, almost like therapy in a sense. And you get to, imagine worlds and, develop characters. And so when you're feeling all depressed or stressed out from the job or just life in general, just remember to keep it fun. Very important tip. Keep it fun. So here are just some quick points I want to mention about to keep writing fun. Oh, and also shout out to all my writing originals out there. All right, so it's not a job if you enjoy it. If you can wake up every morning and do something you love, then really writing is a dream job. Because it's not like you say, oh, well, my dream is to be a doctor, but if that doesn't work out, then I guess I'll settle for writing and make all these movies and become rich and famous and, go to all the Hollywood, parties with the big stars instead of being a doctor or, an accountant or whatever, you know what I mean? So, and really, you got to ask yourself, are you passionate about writing? Because you have to be if you want to really, unlock your full potential and stand out and compete with some of these people. I know, some people aren't, not passionate about writing, but yet they're rich and famous. That's a whole different issue. But for you, you got to be passionate. If you really, because writing is a part of you. So if you're fake about it, or if you're just forcing yourself to write and you really don't like writing, it's going to show in your writing or in the characters you write or in the scenes, you know what I mean? It's got to be a labor of love. So you got to ask yourself, does writing make you happy? Does it truly make you happy? Because to be honest, writing, for me, it's the only thing I'm good at, to be honest. And I don't really have a fallback plan if this doesn't work out. And if by the chance, probably that if it doesn't work out, I don't even want to think about what might happen. But it truly makes me happy. It was the only thing that, ever since I was a little kid growing up, I was a very creative kid. And, I was kind of like an outcast and I didn't really have many friends. So I kind of used the creativity in my mind to make up stories and make up imaginary friends. And I guess it spilled over as I grew up, into writing stories and developing this craft or this passion. And whenever I accomplish a story from beginning to end and I look back at it, I can hold it in my hand and I can see that I accomplished this, it truly makes me happy. And you're going to ask yourself the same thing. Now, what happens if writing stops being fun? Then what? You got to ask yourself, well, why did it stop being fun? Why all of a sudden you're having all this fun writing, but then out of nowhere, boom. Or maybe it was like a gradual thing. It didn't just hit you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere and it stopped being fun. Maybe it slowly unraveled and stopped being fun. Well, ask yourself why. Maybe you're dealing in your personal life with a lot of issues. Maybe mentally you're at a place that, you just can't deal with writing right now. Or, you got a relationship in your life or a person in your life or a situation in your life that's messing you up mentally. Well, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your life right. And you can use writing as a way to as therapy. Writing can actually save you. It certainly saved me, and it's still saving me right now. I'm sure you heard lots of stories where people say, oh, if writing didn't save me, I'd be dead or in jail or who knows. Because writing could be used like a tool, like therapy, to unlock all the inner demons and put them on a piece of paper. If you wish you could, say something to someone that is bothering you or affecting you mentally, but you can't because you're passive aggressive or it's not in your nature to do it, well, guess what? Write a character about that guy. Put him in a scene and have him, create another character that is subliminally you. Parts of you are put in that character because pieces of you are put throughout your writing. That's what really makes a great writer, is they write pieces of them in the characters, or they write pieces of what they wish they could be, but are not. So if they put them on a piece of paper, then you can be whoever you want. Maybe in real life you can't, but on a piece of paper you can be anybody you want. So you could use writing to really help you, deal with whatever issues you're having in real life. It certainly helped me, and it's saving my life right now because it helped me to open up. At first, the characters I put on the page were characters I wish I could be. But slowly, I became the characters in real life that I wanted to be, that were on the piece of paper. So think of it like that. Writing is very deep. It can really help you out. So, alright, here are a bunch of tips you can use to keep writing fun. Alright, you gotta pump yourself up about writing. If you're not in a good mood, or whatever issue's bothering you, but you want to write, or you haven't written in a while, or, you got a deadline, or whatever the situation is, before you write, do a little pep talk to yourself. Pump yourself up like a coach to a football team before they gotta they're down in the, they're about to start the second half, but they're down by a bunch of points, and then be that coach and be like, all right, here we go. This is it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna do the best I can do. I'm gonna work out that character arc, and I'm gonna, do this. You gotta pump yourself up. Get yourself psyched up, and then sit down and boom, write the best, story you can write. It really helps you out, at least in the moment. So, another thing to keep writing fun is you gotta keep challenging yourself. You can't just, be like a robot and be like, done, I wrote a scene, boom, another page, another page. No. You can't keep writing like the first 5 stories you write are about the same damn thing. No. Every time you sit down and write, not just with a whole book where, okay, you wrote a book and then you're like, you got to challenge yourself to write a better book next time and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's good. Do that. But also, every scene you sit down and write, the next one, make it better. Make it deeper. Make it different. or a character. Like, don't write the same characters. Challenge yourself. Write a crazy character. Write something outside the box. Write something ridiculous. But keep challenging yourself. That's the way to keep it fun. Write about something you enjoy. Obviously, you know, if you like horror movies, write horror movies. But then eventually challenge yourself to write dramas or incorporate half horror, half sci-fi, half horror, half Western. Who knows? But, start out writing something you enjoy. And then, it's like a labor of love, passion. It all goes back to that. Also, surround yourself with positive writers or positive people in general. Maybe your family and friends. I'll be honest. Whenever I get stuck on a scene or on a, story, you know what I do? And I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I go talk to my mom. And I tell her, hey mom, this is what I'm stuck on. So let me work out the scene for you. Let me explain the scene. And you know what happens? As I break down the scene for her to maybe, to understand. And maybe she don't even understand. But she's there for someone to listen. And as I break down that scene, something happens to me mentally where guess what? I figure it out. I come up with the missing piece. That I needed to fix that scene. And it works out. So she really helps me out. Maybe you have a person like that in your life. A brother, a father, a friend. Who knows? A neighbor. I don't know. But surround yourself with positive people or positive writers. Like maybe some of your friends are writers. Or, go to writing conventions and then go find writers. Go to the bookstore. And there's people there who are passionate or who like to read. Go in the section of, the genre that you enjoy writing about. Go into the, biography section, horror section, sci-fi section, and see who's there. And be like, start a conversation with them. Oh, you like that book? I like horror. Or you gotta suggest some books for them. I like this book. I actually write books. I wrote this one book about this one guy, and then maybe the guy will be like, hey, that's pretty interesting. So, and then also, sometimes you need to take a break from writing. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you just get sick of writing in the moment. So the best thing to do is to clear your mind and step away from writing. Go outside, take a walk, do something that is completely separate from writing. Don't even think about writing for 2 days. But then, don't take too long of a break, because when you come back, you might be hard to get back into writing. So, but definitely take a break from writing. Like when you talk to somebody, tell them, listen, I don't want to talk about writing. Let's talk about something completely different. So that's a great tip to help you just take a break from writing and come back to it, pump yourself up, surround yourself with positive people, boom. It'll keep writing fun for you. Alright, so these are some other tips on how to keep writing fun. So you gotta switch up the flavor of writing. Just like with anything, if you have too much of the same thing, you get sick of that flavor, you want to try something else. So maybe, for example, you're only writing a certain type of genre. Well, switch up the genre. First, you gotta see if, it'll let you know if you're able to write outside your genre. But if you can't, again, it'll challenge you because you have to go and learn all the different techniques or the rules of how to write that other genre. And then, that'll expand your arsenal and it'll keep you on your toes. Always got to keep it fresh, and you don't just have to switch up the genre. You could switch up the characters that you're writing. You could switch up the style of dialogue that you're writing. So, try different things. Switch it up to keep it fun. Also, do creative writing activities. There's a lot of writing games you could do, or instead of just, for example, brainstorming, on a piece of paper and just writing down a couple bullet points, and that's boring. And, What you could do, for example, is, get a piece of paper, cut it into pieces. On each piece of paper, write some bullet points, about, your story that you are thinking about writing. Put them in a bowl or a box or something, and then close your eyes, stick your hand inside, grab a piece of paper, and whatever that piece of paper says, no matter how crazy or dumb or, just whatever, write it. Whatever it says on a piece of paper, put it in your story. A lot of fun ways to just keep your mind active, and keep it fun and interesting. Also, do group writing projects. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a kid in school. Well then, find some students that are, writers or that enjoy writing, and do like a class project with them, or do a side project with them, after school project with them, you know, or you could go to the local library and start a writing group. Maybe there is a writing group there. Join the writing group, you know. Who knows? There's a lot of, you could get your friends, get your neighbors, do something with your family, like with family night. That's another thing you could do with, instead of just playing board games, you could do a writing project together. And that's, another activity, a writing activity you could do. Instead of game night, switch one night to writing night and have all your family, do some activities where they each write a sentence, or they each write a word, or they each write a paragraph. You switch them all up together, or you combine them, and you got a full story. You could write a story involving each of your family members or friends, and turn each character into one of your family members based on their personality. See, those are some projects you could do as a group and in fun activities. There you go. The possibility is endless. Push yourself outside your writing comfort zone. Like I said, don't be afraid anymore. Stop being afraid, not just with writing, but with anything in your life. If the second you try to step off the path and you start quivering because you're so terrified, oh, what if it all goes wrong? Oh, what if people don't like it? Oh, what if I fail and I can't become a writer? Like, forget all that, man. Like, you can't lose what you already lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got nothing left to lose. So don't be afraid anymore. Write a different genre, write a different style, write, something that maybe a topic that makes you very uncomfortable. Put that in your story, because guess what? As you keep writing about that uncomfortable topic or whatever it is, eventually you're not going to be uncomfortable about it anymore. And that'll be like second nature to you. That'll be easy. Like, if you're terrified of stepping outside your genre, you better step outside your genre. Because eventually, you're not going to be terrified to step outside your genre. And then once you get sick of writing that other genre, then there's like hundreds of different genres you can mix. So step outside your comfort zone, because you won't be afraid anymore. And guess what? Then you can make it fun. You'll be like, yeah, writing's fun, but I'm not going to, go over there because that fun zone, that's not the fun zone, because I'm scared of that zone. Well, go in that zone, and then that zone will become the fun zone. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's very important. Stop being afraid. Expand the fun zone. You know what I mean? And remember, explore all the different writing possibilities. It is endless. You could literally come up with anything and create it. Put it on a piece of paper, and it'll be something. The only, what's that saying? The possibilities are endless, because in your mind, you could do whatever you want. I don't know what the saying is, but, what I'm trying to say. But really, you could do anything. You should consider yourself lucky to be a writer. Because if you're one of the few people where you are, lucky enough to have ideas, where you can actually come up, good, bad, whatever, at least you're coming up with something. If you take two people and you say, give me an idea, many people are going to be like, oh, I don't know. You could give them a day, 2 days, an hour. They'll be like, oh, no, I can't think of nothing. But if you have the gift to think of something on the spot, or, give you a couple of hours, or, an hour, and a couple of days, and you got something, you should be so lucky to, some people can't be dealing with all their problems, but you are able to think of something, put it on a piece of paper, and then, use that as like therapy, like I said, so the possibilities are endless with writing. It's like your imagination is endless. So consider yourself lucky to be a writer, and just remember, no matter how bad it gets or whatever, you gotta keep it fun. And I gave you a lot of tips to make writing fun. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share this video, hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, check out some of my other videos, and I hope to see you next time.